You know, when you report a lie often enough, it becomes perceived as truth, despite what you might be seeing. Andrews Air Force Base today, President Obama cast the state of the economy in upbeat terms, and we're working right now on audio soundbite from last November of me reacting to Obama, basically saying identically, word for word, what he said today about the economy. It's pretty illustrative to every American who's looking for work. I promise you we're going to keep on doing everything we can. I'll do everything in my power to help our economy create jobs and opportunities for all people. So he's talking to you personally, whenever you are, wherever you are. And then Pelosi's out there saying the best job creation bill we've got is unemployment benefits. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense in any way, shape, manner, or form, but that's what she's out there saying. The numbers, we got the jobs number today. Unemployment fell from 9.7 to 9.5%, but the reason is that 652,000 people dropped out of the workforce. So there's a smaller universe of people who are counted. 652,000 people dropped out. They're not even looking for work anymore. It is a disaster. It is an unmitigated disaster. The employment circumstances, the economy overall. The numbers are all bent, they're rigged and spun. Here's the keystone, I think, is to look at this year to year. From last June to this June. U3, which is the official unemployment rate. U6 is where they count those 652,000 who have given up work as unemployed. That's what takes the real unemployment rate up to around 18%. But the reported unemployment rate, June of 2010, 9.5%. The official unemployment rate in June of 2009 was 9.5%. U6, the real unemployment rate, June 2010, 16.5%. June 2009, 16.5%. You will hear more spinners telling you how good or bad the figures are, but the essential reality is that from last June to this June, a one-year arc of the almost $1 trillion spending, there hasn't been any change. The bottom line is zero change. Probably it's gotten worse because all the people who have dropped out, no longer working, are even looking for work. I think we need to change the terms. They call this U3 and U6 for unemployment 3, unemployment 6. The government needs to change the titles, FU3 and FU6, because this is essentially what they have done to us. The FU3 unemployment, and the worst unemployment news is not even in the report. You know what the worst unemployment news is? Obama is still employed. Geithner is still employed. Bite Me is still employed. That's what's wrong with the unemployment numbers. Obama is not among them. Senator Bite Me is not among them. Pelosi is not among them. Dingy Harry is not among the unemployed, but that will happen soon. Geithner is not among them. And everybody's talking about what a surprise it was to see these numbers go down like this. No, in fact, the drive-bys are not even trying to spin this they know they can't. They're not trying to say this is a fizzling recovery. We're putting a little dent in it here. The fastest way, the fastest way to create jobs, to get rid of Democrats in November, is to add their names to the unemployment rolls. Nancy Pelosi just put the depends Independence Day. Unemployment benefits create more jobs than any other initiative. We have her saying this. Yeah, grab audio soundbite number 10. Let's see if there's 10 and 11. Yesterday in Washington, D.C. It's still up for grabs. The jury is still out. Is the woman really the dumbest woman on the face of the earth, or is all of this produced for her from some wordsmith like George Lakoff rhymes with. Does this indicate that she thinks we're all stupid? Does this indicate that she thinks that all the people who are not working, who are receiving unemployment benefits, are stupid? Or is it that she is? The jury is still out. A reporter asked her yesterday, Congress are going to leave with unemployment insurance not extended. This is the second time y'all have recessed. What do you say to those who are going to be losing their benefits? How do you respond to the argument that maybe Congress shouldn't be extending unemployment benefits because it's a disincentive to people to look for work?
Let me say about unemployment insurance, we talk about it as a safety net and the rest. This is one of the biggest stimuluses to our economy. Economists will tell you this money is spent quickly, it injects demand into the economy, and is job creating. It creates jobs faster than almost any other initiative you can name, because again, it is money that is needed for families to survive, and it is spent. So it has a double benefit. It helps those who've lost their jobs, but it also is a job creator.
Okay, so is she really this stupid, or does she think we are? It's not that easily answered, Snerdley. I mean, Snerdley's in this. It has to be she's that stupid. Anybody, a sixth grader would know that taking money out of the private sector and then putting it back in the private sector is not growing the private sector. Taking money away from people who are working and giving it to people who aren't is not creating jobs. Somebody at home getting an unemployment check is not working. Folks, you let a Republican say anything like this, and they can be drummed out of town in 24 hours. Basis that they're insensitive and stupid. Pelosi's essentially, if we wanted to spin this the way the Democrat media would spin this if a Republican had said it, Pelosi, elitist, in her ivory tower, in her corporate jet with her $26 million husband, telling people sitting at home on their sofas getting unemployment, how's your job? We're creating jobs by sending you a check. A Republican would be called insensitive, stupid, condescending, pandering. She wasn't through. She continued with this.
It's impossible to think of a situation where we would have a country that would say we're not going to have unemployment benefits and the only people who want them are people who don't want jobs. That's just so contrary to what our country is about, and I reject that misrepresentation of the motivation for people to be on unemployment insurance.
Ms. Pelosi, you're creating them. Your policies, along with the president, are creating circumstances where people who want to work cannot. It's just that simple. Obamaville is all about welfare checks. And Obamaville is the country. Impossible to think of a situation where we would have a country that would say we are not going to have unemployment benefits and the only people who want them are people who don't want jobs. Anyway, this is what passes for leadership today in Washington. There you have it. Brief